Hello, welcome to Bloom Art by SW. I'm Shanaz, some people call me Shaz, but I don't mind. I'm going to carry on with my series of black watercolour paper. The reason why I've done a little series is because I bought some black watercolour paper from CassArt. We went to Brighton one weekend and I went into CassArt and bought this little set of black watercolour papers, and I've never used black watercolour paper before, and it says 12 sheets, so I thought I will try and do 12 videos of using black watercolour paper. So far, day one, if you've missed them, I did some leaves with some metallic paints from the Winsor and Newton range. Some flowers, which look really nice as well. So I've got it written on the back, day one, day two. Day three, I used all the colours in the Winsor Newton range, the metallic range, because I had been wanting them for a little while. So that's day three. And then more recently, this is the sea. This one didn't go as well as I would have liked, but I will pop all of them in the description box if you want to see how I did those. So in this video, I'm gonna review these Gansai Tambi Gem Colours from the Kiritaki range, and I hope I've said that right. If you've watched a couple of my other videos, I just can't pronounce stuff. Kiritaki range, and I thought I would give these a go because when I looked at these are gem colours, but they're actually perfect for black watercolour paper. So you've got here gem red, gem pink, yellow gold, gem green, gem blue, and gem violet. So I'm just going to give it a go. Hope you can see all that, and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna just give them a little spray to activate them. If you are a beginner, you have to activate your watercolours. The reason for that is it's because they are in a pan. So these are pans. Oh no. So these are called pans, and you can get these in different sizes. Sometimes they're known as cakes as well, which that's something I've only recently learned. But you have to activate the colours before you can use them, and it makes them a bit more bolder and a bit more brighter. So let's go. I haven't got a palette for them, so I'm just using a tile that I got from the garden from my husband. So let's give that a go. Okay, and I'm just going to do some loose flowers. Let's get it a bit bolder. This one is the gem red. I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just doing my 4 or 5 leaves. Just to see how they turn out. I thought they'd be a bit darker, to be completely honest. I'm just using a round size 8 brush. Let me put a bit more colour on them. See how that looks. don't know why, but I just thought they would be much brighter. Let's leave that to dry. Let me try this yellow gold. Put that in the centre. That looks a bit brighter on the black. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. These are just unbranded brushes. Let's get some. I just thought they'd be a bit more brighter. They're nice to use, but I just thought they'd be a touch more brighter. I think as well, if you are a beginner, I perhaps wouldn't buy these to start off with. I mean, if you really like them and you really want to, then you're going to buy them anyway. But if you are an absolute beginner, I perhaps wouldn't get these just yet. I'm going to switch to a slightly bigger brush for this blue. And they seem to be better directly from the pans rather than if I mix them. Be interesting to see what they're like on white paper as well, so I will do that at some point. And lastly, Gem Violet. I'm not sure. I'm going to add a second colour on to the, no idea what that is, by the way. I'm going to add a second colour to the main flowers. So I'm going to go back. This time I'm not going to use the palette, use the tile. I'm just going to do it directly from here. That actually seems to be a lot better. Rather than watering it down. So, conclusion, I think don't use a lot of water actually. I think just use them directly use the paints directly and use a very small amount of water. That's if you're using them on the black. Let's add a bit of that pink. Doesn't really make a difference actually. I'm going to add some pink onto here. And I feel like compared to normal watercolours, I feel like I'm using quite a lot of the paint. Let's get this gem violet on this. And that last one. Do you see what I mean? I feel like I'm going back and forth. Unless it's the brush, unless it's because I'm just using cheap brushes because I just wanted to really try this out. Make it a bit more loose. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go back to my metallic Winsor and Newton, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of white into it because I feel like something's missing. Good old Winsor and Newton. Give it a second. And then when it's dried, I think I'll probably just add a little bit. Well, not quite sure what I think to that one. I think I'm going to wait for it to dry, come back to it and see how that is. Here we go, we are back. So it's a bit more dry now. I've got my trusty gel pen and white pen, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a, just to give it a bit more shape, because I feel like it's lost a bit of shape. Like I was saying, I think if you're a beginner, I think you may struggle with this. You may not. But if you're an absolute beginner and you're trying out watercolours for the first time, or you recently just started, perhaps I wouldn't start off with gem colours, even though I really like them and they're not what I expected either, but I will try them on white paper as well, just to see what they look like on white paper. I'm going to switch to this is a permanent white marker. Just to try and give it a bit more of a shape. I'm not sure. Again, really like it. The process of it and the colours of it, and when it finishes and you get that sheen, hoping you can see the sheen and the shine. But yeah, interesting to try things out and just test things. I've still got loads of stuff to try out, so I hope you will still stick with me and have a look and see what I do next. Hopefully see you in the next video. Thank you. Take care. Bye.